Howdy folks, I'm the Roleplay Gamer and I like to party. Welcome to the end of year channel roundup. I wanted to make this video to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and also discuss a couple of the year's highlights. We've had some absolutely amazing growth on the channel this year, and I'd like to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for making that happen, because that's all you. Subscribers, view counts, that's all you. Number of videos, that's my domain. So thank you for watching my videos. In about mid-October, I set myself a personal goal of reaching 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It's not yet the end of the year, and we've gotten to 5,500, which is amazing. Honestly, there was a part of me that didn't think I would have even hit 5,000. So the fact that we've blown that out of the water by an extra 500, so I needed 200 more to get to 5,000, and I've gotten 500 on top of that. That's amazing. I'm floored. It's really cool. Yes, there is still the issue of most of my views going to my really old Skyrim videos. Just to pull the veil back a little bit, looking at purely my view counts are going up, and they're actually really, really good for the number of subscribers that I have. But all of those views are going to my old Skyrim stuff, not even my more recent Skyrim videos. So yeah, that is a little bit of a problem, and that is something I would ultimately like to fix, because even if I was still making Skyrim videos, I don't want to be just a Skyrim channel. So I'm working on that. I'm going to try a few things, and we'll sort that out, but I will be continuing on with the channel. Now, I don't really want to do a top 10 or top 5 games of the year type thing like a lot of other YouTubers do, but I do have a couple of honorable mentions here. Games that have either impacted me, quite a bit, or just come out of left field and blown me away. This year has been huge for the channel. I don't know if you guys are aware, but in January this year, I got my very first review code, and that sort of snowballed into me getting review codes for a whole bunch of things, even some games like not AAA titles, but games that are not small, stuff like City Skylines, which was really cool. So we're going to kick off this honorable mentions list with the very first review code I received. In January of this year, I was really excited for Grey Goo, for the release of Grey Goo, and I thought, you know what, this could be my StarCraft 2. This could really boost my channel. Of course, it didn't become my StarCraft 2. What I mean by that is I wanted to become really good at it and be like the guy and the caster and whatnot, like Day 9 for Grey Goo or whoever the big StarCraft 2 casters are or were. Of course, that didn't happen, partly because the multiplayer scene never took off for Grey Goo, partly because I'm just not good enough at the game, sadly, even though I thoroughly enjoy it. So long story short, I woke up one morning and I thought, fuck it, what's the worst that can happen? I'm going to root out their press email and I'm going to ask them for a review code. I'd never done this before. I'd never had any contact with video game industry press at all. No contacts. Who the fuck was I? I'm just some asshole with a few thousand subscribers on YouTube, really. So I thought, what's the worst that can happen? Open up my email client, getting ready to shoot off this email, and I still can't believe it. Out of the blue, they'd sent me a review code for Grey Goo. Just out of the blue. I guess maybe they saw me mention it. I think I might have done a video saying, hey, this is really cool, would you be interested in this, or something like that. And they must have seen it. I mean, it didn't really get any views, but they saw it and they're like, hey, this guy might do some good for us, and they just sent me a code. It just blew my mind. I suppose the really weird thing with that is that I'd woken up and I'd said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to ask for a code for Grey Goo, and I didn't even have to. It's wild, and that just opened the floodgates. And then I knew I had the confidence to ask for review codes for other games, and more importantly, I knew that I was valuable. As a YouTuber, I was valuable to these companies in helping them promote their game. Or, of course, I'm coming from a place of showing off these games to see if you would be interested in them, not as a shill for these companies, but you know what I mean. And it's fantastic. It was like this domino effect that led to huge growth on the channel this year. Next up, we've got my most played game this year, and it's actually Elite Dangerous, believe it or not. It's a very weird game in that I don't think I could, in good conscience, recommend it to anyone, but I really enjoy it. Yes, it has a lot of flaws, but the flight mechanics are just so good. For me at least, they straddle the line. They strike the perfect balance between intricacy, complexity, and accessibility. It makes you feel like you're piloting this complex machine, but it makes it easy to do so. It's sort of, I suppose, the best way to explain it is easy to learn, hard to master. And it is, you can throw in your flight assist off mode and do some crazy maneuvers, which I still haven't mastered yet, but I'm getting there. And it's really easy and really satisfying to sink a lot of hours into it. And yes, it does have some serious issues. Like, I would say its reward system is a little bit balked. I feel like, just comparing it to EVE Online for a moment, which isn't necessarily a fair comparison, but in EVE, you can be grinding away and not making anything for a little bit, and then suddenly you hit the jackpot. And while that, in some ways, that does feel shitty because there is the grind, I just like the idea that you can hit the jackpot randomly, and it makes all that time worthwhile. Whereas in Elite, that's less the case. I think they're fixing it a little bit. I have noticed lately, sometimes I will find some missions or some trades that are like, boom, just skyrocketingly lucrative, if that's even, that sentence makes sense. But for the most part, it's almost a little bit too balanced. I feel like I'm gonna get flamed for saying that. But yeah, in some ways the rewards are a little bit too balanced, and that can spoil the fun. But it doesn't stop me from enjoying it, oddly enough. It's just really satisfying to fly around. All right, I feel like this next one's going to surprise a lot of people, because it sure as hell surprised me. But my surprise hit of the year, you're not going to believe this, The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing. That's right. To be perfectly honest, and sorry if the devs are watching inexplicably, but I didn't have high hopes for this game. I thought, oh yeah, it might be interesting, based off of its subject matter, its story, but it's probably not going to be that good. And I don't know how well it did, but holy shit, I'm really enjoying that game. You know what? It actually overshadowed Fallout 4 for a little while for me. I'm just lost for words. It's just really satisfying to play. You level up at a satisfying speed. It's not too fast, but it's not so slow that you feel like you're grinding. Progression is really well paced, and the story is cheesy, yes, but I feel like that's on purpose, and I can appreciate it. I actually enjoy the characters. Katerina, I think that's her name, the ghost, the companion that follows you around. The fact that you have this companion that's like the pet from Torchlight, but has a personality and interjects with snarky comments here and there, and is also useful. It's fantastic. It's a great idea. And the fact that it has, all these classes to choose from, which they added over the various iterations of the game. Of course, now it's in the Final Cut stage, which supposedly is the complete game with all the content plus more added in. It's got daily quests. It's just got, I'm not going to go through all the little nitty gritties here, because this isn't a review of the game, but it's just got a lot of content, and I find it really satisfying to play, and I'm looking forward to getting back to it. Alright, last one, my most anticipated game for 2016. Now, before we start, I want to make this perfectly clear. I'm not saying that you should be highly anticipating this game as well. I'm not telling you to pre-order it. In fact, I'm telling you not to pre-order it. Do not pre-order games, guys, alright? But for me, I'm super excited for XCOM 2. Like, holy fucking shit. I've seen some preview content. I urge you to check out, you shouldn't be too hard. Just like search XCOM 2 preview or something into Google or YouTube, and you should find like Angry Joe's coverage or Northern Lions coverage. I recommend Northern Lions coverage, but that's just because I'm a huge fan of his. Spoiler alert. But holy shit, guys, it just looks so good. The customization options that are built into the base game looks fantastic. The fact that they're changing up the story, just they kind of had me at the concept of, what if we lost, the fact that really, if you look at it like statistically, probably most people, there were more losses in XCOM, Enemy Unknown and Enemy Within than there were wins. especially on Classic and Impossible, which I think they're taking as canon. So, you know, the losses have become canon, which is a genius idea. I wouldn't have thought that they'd take this route, but they have, and it's fantastic. It looks like they've added a lot of stuff. It's a lot more complex without being, you know, overboard. There's a loot system now. I'm super excited for it. Of course, again, do not take this as a recommendation. I haven't played the game. I've only seen what you guys have seen. This is certainly not a review of the game. I'm just saying I'm really excited for it, and I look forward to playing it and hopefully putting a lot of XCOM 2 content on the channel. So what are my plans for the future? More videos! I know I've said this in the past that I'm going to change up my format. I'm going to try and make better videos, this and that. But you'll have to forgive me, guys. This is something I do as a hobby. So I'm still feeling my way through. I haven't really hit the big time yet, if I ever do. So I'm still sort of working things out and figuring out what's the best thing for you, you know, what's going to produce the best content, and what's the most fun for me, because that's something I'd like to get back to in 2016. I'd like to get back to the fun of the channel. For a little bit there, I got bogged down in the whole I've got to release content daily sort of thing. So I ended up not having fun with the channel, and then I'm like, which you probably saw, I'm like, all right, I'm going to stop with the daily content, and I'm going to be producing better quality videos now. Now, in some cases, that meant really short videos, which I know some of you weren't into, which is perfectly fine. But they were, you know, highly edited, and they ended up taking a lot longer. And that's fine. I have no problem doing that, just as long as I'm having fun with it. And in some cases I did. Sometimes I really liked what I was producing, and sometimes I didn't. Either way, it's sort of been hit and miss as to what's resonated with you guys. So I think, and forgive me if this sounds really, I suppose, self-serving or indulgent in any way, but I've come to the conclusion that as long as I'm having fun with the videos, it's going to shine through, and hopefully you guys are going to have fun watching me having fun, if that doesn't sound too weird. So that's going to be my thing for this year. I'm going to focus just on what I want to do. So again, sorry if this sounds indulgent. I will, of course, be continuing to try and make content that is interesting for you guys to watch, but my priority is going to be, when I decide if I'm going to make a video, I'm going to say, all right, am I enjoying this game? Yes. Will I enjoy making a video for this? Yes. Then let's go. If the answer is no for any of those, you know, I'm going to have to give it a miss. Also, I'm not going to focus too much on format, which I've done in the past. I know I haven't uploaded things, or I haven't even recorded things as a result of me not knowing what kind of format I want to produce for that game or for that video. And that can get, you know, you get bogged down in the planning stages of things, and it can really ruin your enthusiasm. I'm just going to do it. If I'm having fun with something, I'm going to record it, and I'm going to show you guys. And that's going to be the theme of this year. We're just going to try and have more fun with it. Whether the result of that is more videos or whether it's less, I really can't say. I would like it to be more. So I've recently read an AMA from this other YouTuber, like yesterday, and they talked about Let's Plays as being a body of work, which might sound a little bit pretentious, but hear me out for a moment. The way I've done it previously is, you know, first I've shied away from Let's Plays because I thought, it's kind of non-content, you know, I'm just talking over a video game. But I feel like there is a balance where you can do it in a way that has integrity and has creativity. I'm going to continue to be striving for that. But more so, what I've been doing is I've created a video, especially when we're talking about series here. When I create a video and I wait for the feedback before I even think about recording the next one in the series. That's great, because then I can interact with your feedback, and you get to see your feedback directly in the next video. The only problem with that is if that first video doesn't do well, or if more likely the second video doesn't do well, I stop the series. And that's kind of detrimental to the channel and detrimental to the people who are enjoying those videos, because I feel like there is an element of, if you build it, they will come. If you record it, they will come. So what's happening is I'll have a series with 2 or 3 videos in it, and if someone comes to my channel really wanting to see, just, I don't know, for example, The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing, they see like, oh, this guy only has 2 videos. Yeah, his videos might be really cool and engaging. I don't know, maybe they think they're shit, but assuming they like the videos, it's like, but he's only got 2 videos. Why would I continue watching his Van Helsing content when in 2 videos time, it's going to be gone? You know, so I think there is merit in me just creating a full series, just as long as I'm motivated to do it, and then just uploading it, scheduling uploads, so that when you have people coming to the channel, new people coming to the channel, and they're like, okay, well, I really like this guy playing XCOM, and he has like 15 episodes of it. Okay, we're going to stick around and we're going to watch the whole thing. By the time they've gotten to episode 15, maybe there's another 15. Or I don't know how productive I'm going to be, but you get the idea. So that's going to be my focus this year, having fun and just producing the content regardless of the feedback, and just striving for, you know, that to get the gears going and get the channel going and making it a thing. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Sorry if I've chewed your ear off, but hopefully if you're listening to this right now, you've found it at least slightly interesting. Thank you again for all your support and, you know, enjoying my videos, hopefully, if you have. And I will see you in 2016. Be excellent to each other. Roleplay Gamer out.